about this time.
James Russell, you hustling son of a...
It's me, your daddy, Roberto.
Me a boy's name that starts with the letter H.
Jose.
Now look at me now. How far we go back? Elementary, jump rope, hide and go seek, pity pat, red light, green light, red light, green light.
When you just talk about practice, we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. About practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. We talking about practice, man. But we talking about practice right now. We talking about practice.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
You are tuned into Straight Bet Sports on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network.
That's right, Jose V, Straight Bet Sports, back up at it. Wednesday night, just past 9 p.m. You're tuning in to Straight Bet Sports here on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network. We are live on location at the Horse Trailer Hideout in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. We're hanging out with the electric company SG. Here, supporting the lights. Even though the lights are losing, they're down right now. It's not the result that we wanted, but we're hanging out. We're having a good time. First live remote. Things are getting back to normal finally. It's so good to be out here with everyone hanging out, having a good time. Rob in the building. We got Brandon Wood from the Morning Woodcast hanging out with us as well. It's going to be a fun show, man. We're giving away stuff tonight here at the bar. We're hanging out, chilling, enjoying the game. Just getting back to some normalcy, guys, here hanging out. You know what it is. Big ups to Eric from Line 'em Up from Eric out here hanging out with us, our barber. He's giving away a free haircut tonight. Not only that, American Outlaws Las Vegas chapter is sponsoring tonight's podcast. We greatly appreciate it. But Quan, back in the studio. Rob here at the bar hanging out with me. We got Brandon to my right. We're going to have this coming on here shortly. It's a fun night, man. I got lucky. They let us hang out. They let us tag along with the supporter group to be out here with everyone. You know what I mean? We're trying to watch the game. We're trying to have a good time. We're trying to do a live podcast. Got to give a big up to Chelsea. They came through today. Going to the final, baby. Chelsea going to the final. No one thought they were going to do it. Everyone happy on the day. It's so good that Chelsea's going to the final. You wait for Champions League. We're going to talk about that as well. But let me get my co-host here on the mic. Rob, what's good, man? You ready?
Can you hear me? Are we ready?
Let's go.
You got. I don't know if y'all can hear me. We're excited to be here. We got Brandon. Oh wait. Let me get used to on the. We got Brandon from the Morning Woodcast here, joining us along. It's glad to be here. Boo on Chelsea. We got an All England final in Champions League. Right. We're here. We're hanging out. We're having a good time, even though the lights are losing 3-0. Shout out to LA Galaxy, right, with the hat. Don't want to say it too loud. But
Don't get in trouble.
We're out here having a good time.
So go ahead and mute your mic. Now, Brandon, first time we have you on the show, my man. We greatly appreciate you jumping on with us. We still got the game going on right now.
Yeah,
There's still a lot to talk about. It's not over yet. So what's good, man? How you doing tonight?
Good. Lights are down, still supporting. And enjoyed myself with you guys. Thanks, appreciate it for allowing me to be on here tonight. And having a good time as usual with this electric company. And of course you guys also. And yeah, pretty much it. Just chilling, watching the game, having fun.
So guys, if you are watching, like I said, once again, we are live from the Horse Trailer Hideout here in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. We're having a good time, man. We're, having a few drinks, hanging out. We don't support alcohol. We don't support the drinking on the show. You guys know that. We got to be respectful. But we are at a live remote tonight. We are hanging out. We are having drinks. If you look at the camera, Brandon's watching the game. Rob's on the camera right now getting ready as well. You know what I mean? We're having a good time out here. We got to do more of these shows. I already told you guys, this isn't the first, and it's definitely is not the last. We got C-Win in the building as well, a good friend of mine. If you guys know him, he's been a long time person here in Las Vegas, sports personality. He's hanging out with us as well. Show him where you at, Chris. Show him on the camera real quick with Rob. Now, look, I'm going to get my camera. I'm going to go ahead and turn it around. I'm going to show everybody where we at. I got a show here just to let everybody know what's going on. Everybody in the building, let everybody know what's up. Lights up, team. Like I said, we're hanging out, man. We're having a good time. But before we get started and continue with the show here, Quan, if you could please let everyone know who we are being brought to you by every single Wednesday night here on Gorilla Cross Radio.
We are brought to you by Joshua LaFon with Simply Vegas Real Estate, a realtor here to help educate current and future Las Vegas locals on selling and investing in real estate. You're probably asking yourself, educate. Yes, there's a surprising amount of adults that when it comes to real estate, don't know the right questions to ask, don't know where to start, and think they need a lot of cash to buy a house in Nevada, which simply isn't true. So Josh has decided to make it his responsibility to teach his clients what they need to know, and equally important, what they need to ask to help ensure making their home ownership dreams a true reality. So make sure you call or text Joshua LaFon today at 702-813-0533. This has been another paid advertisement from Joshua LaFon with Simply Vegas Real Estate. Make sure you give him a call, 702-813-0533.
So, guys, I know the audio isn't the greatest. I know it's a little bit different. It's not what you guys are used to. You're not used to seeing us in the studio, seeing us outside of the studio. We get that. But, look, we got a lot to get into tonight. The game is still going on right now. Let's see. We got about 10 minutes. Lights at sea are still down 3-0. Obviously, not the result that we wanted, but I need to give a big shout out to the electric company for having us tonight, letting us be here, hanging out with them. You know what I mean? Everybody's up in the building. We're just hyped, man. We're hyped. We're having a good time. We're doing our thing. But, Rob, I'm going to get you on the mic here shortly. Let's talk UEFA Champions League real quick, okay? Obviously, we're in the bar. We're hanging out. We're doing our thing. We know what's up on the screen. We know what the people are watching here. But definitely, today was a big day. We finally got the final leg done. We know who's going to be in the final. A lot of people say that, well, Real Madrid, people didn't expect them to be here. They don't really have the team that we thought. Same thing is said for Chelsea. Who really thought Chelsea would come this far? Let's be real. You and I talked about PSG being the team, right? We said it over and over again. PSG looks like the team to beat. The way Mbappe was playing, the way this team was playing defensively, offensively, they looked killer, right? Yes or no? That was the team to beat. But yet, we saw what happened with them in Man City. Man City surprised them, came through, played a better game, played a better round of soccer overall. Pep Guardiola had them ready, and they did what they had to do to get to the Champions League final. Now, we have an all-English final, guys. Chelsea, Man City. It's going to be a great final, I think. Obviously, I'm a Chelsea fan, but let's talk about Captain America. We have to, guys. Captain America, Christian Pulisic. The guy comes in as a sub, not even the starter today, right? Comes in as a sub, and mind you, didn't even start the last game for Chelsea, didn't even play when they beat Fulham 2-0. Comes in as a sub with about 25 minutes to go, does his thing, gets the first goal, right? And then gets the assist. Let's not even talk about the goal, Rob. Talk about the assist, though. The patience, the confidence to know I can get this ball in between these two guys. What did you see in that play there?
I saw, well, from the background, we saw someone who should start, right? That's what he said. But, I agree 100% with what he's saying. We should, he should be starting and stuff like that. He should be playing. He plays a super intricate role on this Chelsea team. And, not only what he did today, but what he's been doing, right? What he's been doing for this team. And hands down, I mean, I don't want to say hands down, but hands down is on pace to be the best American player that we've ever seen play internationally.
So you're talking about above Landon Donovan and everything. Those are your thoughts right now. You really feel that this kid is going to end up being the best U.S. soccer player we've ever seen?
Well, I mean, you talk at his age, internationally, right? Playing at Chelsea, right? I couldn't name the teams that Landon Donovan played for, but what he's doing right now, how he contributed to this game, and to put his team in the Champions League final when, we talked about PSG being, on this tear, and for them to just literally, stop Real Madrid in their steps. You know, both teams, don't get me wrong, both teams are doing more than anyone expected. But Chelsea at this point is doing more than who knew Chelsea was going to do this, right? Chelsea in the Champions League final with that roster riding in the back of Pulisic versus Eden Hazard, right? Versus the players that they have on their team, it is mind blowing to me. And I did not see them going into the final at the beginning, middle, even at the end. I thought Real was going to put them out. And for what they're doing, it's honestly a Cinderella story. We talk about PSG, doing their thing and just literally running into a wall with Man City. Chelsea is literally on that March Madness Cinderella ride right now. So I'm excited. I'm rooting for the underdog as always, right? I always say, always take the points.
Take the dog.
I always take the dog. I'm rooting for what Chelsea is doing right now. I think they have a good thing going, and I can't wait for the final. I think it's May 29th. I can't wait for this final.
So we have our sponsor from tonight's show, Brian Aleman, chiming in on Facebook. He says he's already better than Landon. He played at Everton, Bayern Munich, and Leverkusen. So it's kind of hard to disagree with that now. Let's get our guest co-host on now. Brandon, what are your thoughts on today's game? You say you were watching it as well. You were trying to get your thoughts on that. What do you think about today's game? Do you think they can win it?
I mean, I'm Chelsea fan all the way, so I'm hoping they can win. I was at work, honestly, so I was kind of watching and listening when I could at work. And I had somebody also updating me throughout the game, like texted me, like, hey, Chelsea scored, so I was running my iPad and watched it. And by the time I got to my iPad, it's on delay, so I catch the goal. But, huge Chelsea fan, so I'm hoping they win, go all the way. That's how I roll.
So, Rob, you also mentioned Eden Hazard. We're talking about that. I was talking about it at home. My father-in-law, we're watching the game, and we're sitting there going, how do you think he feels? This guy left Chelsea to go to Real Madrid in hopes of winning that USL, right? That Champions League, I'm sorry. And now you're losing against your previous team. How does that make him look? I'm out. I did. I'm good. I don't want to be here. You go to a higher team, supposedly, but yet now the team that you were at takes you out, and they're in the championship. How do you think Hazard feels right now, Rob?
Coming from Chelsea, I feel like, there was super high expectations going to Real Madrid, and he just didn't live up to it. Like we talked about a few weeks ago, anyone that comes to, we're talking about Barcelona, it's Haaland, right? We were talking about Haaland. Those are some big shoes to fill, right? Going to Real Madrid, those are some big shoes to fill. And it takes the right type of player, a la Mbappe, to fill those type of shoes.
I don't mean to cut you off, Rob.
We won't talk about it.
For me, but the Lights are now losing 5-0. 5-0. It's not what we were expecting, guys. I know it's not the game we wanted to see. It's not working out tonight. But the Lights are now down 5-0. Opening match of the season. It sucks, trust me. But are you guys still hyped to be here, though? Are we still hyped to be here, though? Everybody's got to have a good time, though. But anyway, Rob, again, what do you see and how do you see this shaping out? Do you think Chelsea has a chance against Man City? Who do you think is the better opposition here?
I nod my head because I think that Chelsea, like I mentioned already, is riding that Cinderella, that tidal wave. It's not even a wave; it's that tidal wave, right? We got the chants going in the background. Wait, let him go. There he goes. Here he goes.
Nice counterattack
Jose, who has his phone in, or has his tablet in portrait mode.
I want to stay here. Drink all the beer. Please don't take it home.
That's how we doing it. We gotta be out. We gotta be everywhere. I'm gonna walk around. I'm just gonna walk around. We're just gonna walk around. Let's walk around. Let's just walk around. That's all it is. Gotta have a good time, guys. Everybody's out here. Everybody's hanging out. Everybody's chilling.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Right here. Right down, but we up. The lights are down, but we're up. Let's go. All right, guys. So let's get back to the conversation.
Can I finish my part?
Let's go, Rob. Finish your part.
So, I'm excited for the final. It's on May 29th. The last time we had an All-England final was Liverpool-Tottenham. Tottenham was super lucky to get where they're at. And now, it's tough. It's tough to give Chelsea credit going into the final. But I feel like Man City is playing at another level. They're playing, not only just in Champions League, don't get me wrong, but in Premier League. Pep's got them going, as they should be, though. Don't get me wrong. This is not like they're living up to, different levels. But Juan talking about the Knights right there. But it's going to be a good final compared to the last final when we had Liverpool/Tottenham. I think it's going to be a lot better. I'm rooting for Chelsea, but I think if I'm going to put money on this game, I'm definitely going to go with Man City.
So look, guys, I'm excited. I'm happy, obviously, to see Chelsea back in the final. Today was a really good match, though. I like the fact that not only did they play to win the game, they didn't just play to hold that goal. They didn't play for the defensive part of it to say, you know what, we're up 1-0, right, Rob? We got the aggregate. We got the away goal. Let's just hold on, right? They didn't do that, guys. They kept attacking. They kept playing. They kept going for the win. They said, we're going to take this. We're going to take it all the way, right? They weren't messing around. Today was a great game. And not only that, it's guaranteed that an American is going to win a UEFA Champions League final. We're in America. We're Americans. How does that make you guys feel? Give me your thoughts. Someone, Brandon, Rob, anyone.
I love Chelsea, but, of course, in America, like you said, I want them to take it all the way. And I just think they're going to have the game out here at Legion Stadium, August 1st, my bad. But, of course, I'm a huge Chelsea fan, so I'll take that.
We're trying to get the feed up here. Mike, you have YouTube on this TV, right? How about you put the YouTube, Gorilla Cross Radio, Straight Bet Sports, just get it up there. So, guys, if you're tuned in and you're watching right now, once again, we are live here at the Horse Trailer Hideout in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. We are streaming live on YouTube, on the Gorilla Cross page, on Facebook on the Gorilla Cross page, on Twitter on the Gorilla Cross page, and, of course, GorillaCross.com and the Gorilla Cross app. Make sure you download the app today on your app store, whether it's Android or Apple. It's very simple. Gorilla Cross Radio. You cannot miss it. It's a great app. Not only do they have our show, but if you look at the ticker below, right here on the bottom, it shows you all the other great shows. We have Let the Ball Bounce, Tuesday nights and Saturday afternoons. You have a great show now, that Unnamed Sports Show. Juan has added a whole bunch more people to that show. B. Sal from NBC News 3 Sports Anchor. Great show there. So, look, I like to talk about the station because the station gives us our airtime, right, Rob? The station is the one that puts us out there. So, not only do I promote Straight Bet Sports, but I promote Gorilla Cross Radio, because if it wasn't for Gorilla Cross Radio, we would not be out there. So, thank you again, Quan, for doing what you do behind the big board and being back there at the studio right now as we're live on remote here. Now, guys, and move forward. The game is over. let's talk about the game real quick, okay? I obviously want to talk more sports. I want to talk Golden Knights because the Golden Knights also played today. They finally got over a hump that they couldn't get over when it came to the Minnesota Wild. But we're going to talk about that. My man C1 in the background, I can see him already. I already see him. He knows what's up. But anyways, let's talk about this game tonight, guys. Some people have shirts in here that are LAFC. LA Lights FC, right? Some people aren't too happy that the team's not here. I get that. We're used to seeing the team here. We're used to seeing the team practice here. We're used to being able to support the homegrown team. I get that. It doesn't feel like we have that right now. Guys, I'm with you. I get it. I had a conversation earlier with Jack, and we talked about this. I think that LAFC might bring a better product for us on the field when it comes to the lights. I know it's hard knowing that they're not here and that we can't support them that close. Tonight wasn't the greatest game to start off the season, but 5-0. Rob, how bad is it to see them start the season 5-0?
It's tough, right? You want to support your local team. You want to support the Lights with a big partnership with LAFC. And then for them to play the Galaxy in the first game on Cinco de Mayo, coming out as you throw, a scarf out there for those watching. It was tough. I mean, there was a lot of opportunities. I will be 100% honest with you. There was a lot of opportunities for the Lights to kind of, get on the board, and they literally couldn't put it away. And when you watch professional soccer on a daily basis,
We got tickets. We're going to get tickets to win You can go to the first home game if you don't have tickets.
When you watch professional soccer,
I know some of you don't have season tickets.
hold on, we gotta wait for Jose. We gotta wait. Everyone's got the whole show's on pause for Jose right now. No, but when you watch soccer on a professional basis on a daily, basis, it's tough to see those type of opportunities pass up, on some crosses when they should have put it away. They should have literally been up 2-0 before the Galaxy, the second squad put up even a goal. And, it's a learning process. It's a big learning process. Don't get me wrong. I think this team is far away from what they need to be. We are supporters, obviously, since we live locally, but they do have some growing pains to go through.
B. Wood, what are your thoughts on tonight's game, man? Obviously, not only are you a podcaster, but you're also a supporter. You're part of the electric company, just as myself. You guys adopted me, and I went with it. I'm not going to say no, but you being a podcaster now, being able to speak your mind and do what you do on the side, but also being a fan and supporter, how tough is it, man, seeing tonight 5-0 after we were told that this was supposed to be for the better, right? This move was supposed to be for the better, but yet we're down 5-0. The game's over. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, honestly, I thought it was kind of a disappointment. So, I mean, as a supporter and a fan, not, speaking my mind right now, I am. It's a huge disappointment to me. Like, we got hyped up by this whole LAFC thing, and then we get 5-0, just get smoked, shut out, and I don't know. I don't even have words for the game tonight. Huge disappointment and let down, so to speak. But I was kind of like, LAFC, they're not here, and the whole situations and training in LA, living in LA, come out here for just games, which that right there is already, in my opinion, is kind of a disappointment. So it's don't get the whole fan support, local, previously when they were here, fan engagement with players, and I knew a bunch of players. I still talk to some of the old players to this day, honestly, and now it's we're not even, no local home.
So let me ask you a question. We talked about the players, right? How did it feel for you seeing this roster tonight that came out? We only had one homegrown player. I talked about it with Jack earlier. And it was a last-minute guy from Henderson. Literally, We haven't heard anything all week about a homegrown player being on the team, but then it happens. Compared to the roster we're used to, right? Whether it's the flash, the pizzazz, whatever type of players, whether it was Eric Winalda, whether it was Frank Wallop, whatever it was that we brought in before. How did you feel about tonight's roster?
I actually have a Twitter account that I use, not part of my main one. And I tweeted last night, I'm like, hey, so we're going to get like the full lineup of the roster of who we're going to be having like actually on the team, or we're just going to wait 10 minutes before the game and then tweet out the roster until we know who the actual players are. So today, throughout the day, I've been keeping track and then following what's going on, and I had no idea who any of these guys are. As previously, like, you know, we had Blake Freshnick, great guy, super nice guy last year, local boy. Of course, TKO last season. So it's like I've built relationships with a lot of these former players, and now it's like I have no idea who any of these new guys are. Nothing about them at all. No, like, build up, the hype up the players. And now we're like, oh, here's the guys that's playing tonight. Figure it out on your own who they are. That's kind of how I felt.
So once again, you are tuned in to Straight Bet Sports here on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network. I am joined by my co-hosts, as I am every single Wednesday night, Rob G. We have our guest co-host, Brandon Wood of the Morning Woodcast, joining us. We are live on remote. That's probably why you hear all the sound behind me. We are live here at the Horse Trailer Hideout in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. This place is amazing. If you guys have not came down here, trust me, come check it out. It's a straight shot type of business. This place is amazing. They have games here for you to play, great drink specials. They even have a food truck outside. So if you guys want to eat, have a good time, come hang out. Once again, Quan back in the studio doing what he does for us every single Wednesday night here on Gorilla Cross Radio. Now, Quan, if you could please do me a quick favor, real quick. If you could put up the American Outlaws logo for me here. Just want to give them a shout out because they are sponsoring tonight's episode as well of us being live here. If you could put that up there. Again, Brian Aleman of the Las Vegas American Outlaws Las Vegas chapter here in Las Vegas, Nevada, has decided to sponsor our show tonight. We are sponsored by Joshua LaFondo with Simply Vegas Real Estate, but tonight, since we are live on remote, Brian hit us up and said, hey, I want to be a part of the show as well, and I want to contribute and do that. So Brian Aleman, we greatly appreciate you. Make sure you check out American Outlaws Las Vegas on all things social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that. Trust me, these guys are amazing. They go out there and support all the youth and local teams. Not only that, the national teams as well. Great organization, nonprofit, great job there that they're doing. We greatly appreciate them jumping in. Now, the final sponsor for tonight too, though, Juan, one more time, if you can put up the graphic for our barber, Erik Navarro, from Line 'em Up by Eric. So, Eric, come on over, my man. Let me get you in camera real quick. We're going to put up your graphic here. So this is the barber. This is the homie, Erik Navarro. Hooks us up. I go every other week. Rob goes every week. But we got him in here in the building. Line 'em Up by Erik Navarro. Make sure you hit him up at 702-884-8138. On Instagram, Line 'em Up by Erik. Trust me, guys. He posts all the haircuts on there. One of mine is on there as well. So trust me, you watch it, you see it, you know the guy's legit, you got no problem. Even though Rob gives him a hard time and says he's going to find a new barber. But
Hey,
it
how
is what
about,
it is.
hey, Mr. Steal Barber, trust me.
What's it?
One chance and then never back.
Say that again. What was that?
Mr. Steal Barber. Mr. Steal Barber. Give me a chance. Let me let you over one time. I
Now,
guarantee
Eric,
you'll never back.
you say you're giving people away a free haircut tonight, right? How are we going to do this? They got to follow your IG, or what are we doing exactly?
Follow my IG. Mention straight. Bet sports. I'm going to pick a winner tonight. Maybe two, maybe three. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to create an Instagram just for that.
Tap in.
I'm going to create an Instagram.
There we go. And then also, guys, look, I don't have this graphic, so I do apologize. But I got to give a big shout out. If you guys have your mics unmuted, please mute them. I have to give a big shout out to Kevin from Klever Shirtz. Check him out. He's on Facebook. He's on IG. Klever Shirtz with a K. Klever Shirtz with a Z. He hooked us up with shirts tonight. Light it up for the Las Vegas Lights. Even though they didn't light up the scoreboard, He's still hooking us up with some work, so we greatly appreciate you, my man. Now, Rob, let's move on. Next topic. We got about another half hour, give or take here. Let me see. Let me pull up the Facebook feed. Yep. So
Juan's working overtime today.
He's working overtime today, but we appreciate him. Now, look, I gotta give a big shout out to one person in particular. You know who he is? My primo Erik. He jumps on here every single week to watch us. And he's a Real Madrid fan. I'm sorry, primo, but Chelsea goes to the final, baby. I'm sorry, I had to do it to you. I know you're watching, bro. I'm sorry. I love you, bro. I appreciate it. But hey, it's a good, fun rivalry, right? It was fun. It was a good match. But let's move on, guys. Let's move on. The Golden Knights tonight finally got over a little hump, right? A few nights ago, we got home. I watched the game. I know Robbie told me you were watching the game. B-Wood, I'm pretty sure you watched it too. They were up 5-3 in that third period with 9 minutes to go a few nights ago against Minnesota on the road. They lost that game 6-5. 6-5 after being up 5-3, right? That has been the only team in existence since the Golden Knights have started that has given them any problems. They cannot win in Minnesota. Now, I don't think it's a problem, though. Call me crazy. The playoffs are a whole other beast. But seeing them win tonight, right? It was an overtime. 3-3 final. That gives you some sense of, okay, like, we're good. We can do this. If we have to play this team in the playoffs, we'll be all right. Who wants to go first? Rob? Brandon? Anybody? Rob, go for it.
Oh, I am. I'm muted. For teams to go through this, I think it's a good thing, right? I think it's a good thing for them to go through, teams that they can't, that have their number. But we always talk about that in sports, especially when sports betting, right? We talk about teams that have this team's number, that they're. But Minnesota's really good. Minnesota's really good. I think they can compete with the best of the best. If the Golden Knights are going to overcome that hump, right? Because we're to that point where they're in it every year, right? We're not like, oh, are they going to make the playoffs? No, we know they're going to make the playoffs, and obviously they have already. But if they're going to get over that hump, it's going through these games, especially late in the season. I think it was good for the team. I think it was good, and I'm talking about a loss. We're talking about losing, for them to come back and do what they did today, especially in overtime. Overtime is crucial in the playoffs, right? Overtime is super crucial in the playoffs. We will see games go into overtime in the playoffs that go extra periods, and we do not see that go on during the regular season. So for them to have that experience, for them to go through that, I think it's going to help them. I think it's going to propel them, and we're overdue. I'll be honest with you. At this point, for us to be a franchise team, coming off what 3 or 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is now, we are overdue for a championship, and this team is destined in the next few years, if not this year, to put a ring on the fingers.
So before I get Brandon's thoughts on this, I want to ask you a question. Would you say that the Golden Knights, as an expansion franchise, right, have set the bar for what an expansion franchise should be? I mean, wait, before you answer. They have been to the Stanley Cup Finals, the playoffs, and they've been a legitimate team every single year that they've been in this league, right? Every single year. So would you say that they have set the bar for expansion sports teams? You got the Kraken from Seattle coming right down the corner. Had the Golden Knights set that bar?
First of all, don't serve him another beer before he finishes first one. Secondly, I think that not only in just the NHL, but in all sports, right? Have we ever really seen a team come off an expansion year in any major league sport, NBA, NFL. You may go Jackson Jaguars, right, with Mark Brunell. Maybe, I don't know what you're thinking, Brandon, but have we ever seen a team go do what they've done since the beginning, be championship contenders from the beginning and continue it, right? Usually we see that little one Cinderella season where they like kind of go far, like Jacksonville. The first thing that come to mind is the Jacksonville Jaguars, right, with Mark Brunell and
Mark Brunell.
right, just going as far as they did. But the Golden Knights have been consistent year after year with two coaches, right? With two coaches. I think this coach is
And
doing
one that was the rival now
and
is the main guy.
correct. And I think this year is even better than the previous. I'm sorry, not this year, but this regime is better than the previous. I feel like they've set the bar for not only, every expansion team in just hockey, but every expansion team moving forward. This is what you expect. This is what you want. This is the media. This is the attention that you want. It's all golden in Las Vegas, and we're about to open up with the Raiders next year. We're only opening that door for so many opportunities. We're talking about a professional soccer league now, right? We're talking about, a professional soccer team now, excuse me. But we're talking about just so many doors that the Golden Knights have opened up, not just in Vegas, but nationally for expansion teams. They didn't just set the bar. If expansion teams, if they had a Hall of Fame for expansion teams, the Golden Knights are our first ballot, undefeated,
Number one.
Oh, what do they call it? When everyone's on the ballot.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
First ballot Hall of Famer when it comes to expansion teams.
So we got to get Brandon Woods now. Brandon, thoughts on VGK? Finally, I'm not going to say finally getting over the hump, but a good win tonight. And anything that you want to say about what I just mentioned, basically, playoffs are a different bear, right? Different beast, everything. What are your thoughts on the Golden Knights moving forward and what they got? And have they set that bar, in your opinion?
All right, so I'm finally happy we beat the Minnesota because I've been waiting for that, honestly, because it's been a terrible season against Minnesota. And normally we have, winner in the goalie, nothing against him, but kind of, Cinderella story with him, so to speak. Like, we moved with him a lot, and then I have my opinion about him, honestly, I'm not going to bring that up, but there's many players that we could have kept previously from the other seasons and saved the money and just kept, that whole aspect of things. But I'm not a huge fan of him, obviously. And could have kept, Schmitty, could have kept Paul Stanley, a bunch of other players could have kept, saved the money. And just, went different routes in different directions, but still I love, the Golden Knights. Huge fan since they came here. And I'm just happy we actually have, pro sports in Vegas now, minus the Raiders, so to speak, because I'm a Broncos fan. And that's like my only thing, because I get to work, where I work at, I'm literally across from the practice facility, the Raiders. So I see the Raiders facility every day. And the Raiderettes right across the street also, nothing against them. But Broncos rivalry, huge. So I'm a Broncos fan. And other than that, back to the Golden Knights, so I really hope we actually make it this year. I mean, we playoffs every year since we started. Can't complain about that. And the Cinderella story, as they call it, for the Golden Knights. And hey, I'm happy and proud of it. Love the Knights.
Brandon, are you nervous, bro? You look a little nervous.
Yeah, I'm super nervous, dude.
I know you were telling me earlier that I've never been on camera, I'm shy.
Never been on camera before. Super nervous. Honestly, can I tell them the beard story real quick? All right. So last night, I was like, I'm going to trim my beard up, look good for the night. And I grabbed the wrong guard for my trimmer. No beard. That's it.
All right, guys. Once again, you are tuning in to Straight Bet Sports here on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network. Jose V, Rob G, joined by guest co-host Brandon Wood here live at the Horse Trailer Hideout in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. If you guys are out and you're watching this on your phone and you're having a good time and you're like, where should I go? Where should I go hang out? Where should I go have a drink? I'm telling you, come to the Horse Trailer Hideout. We're here. We're having a good time. We're hanging out. The game is over. You hear people in the background. We appreciate the support. We greatly love it. But the game is over. The Las Vegas Lights lost 5-0. Not the way we wanted the season to start. Obviously, that's why we were here tonight. We came to support the electric company, SG, Mike Farrell, everyone else. I greatly appreciate them having us and letting us do our thing tonight. We're not in the studio as we usually are, but you know what? We're getting back to a little bit of normality, normalcy, whatever you want to call it, right, guys? Like, I'm fully vaccinated. I know Quan doesn't believe in it. I don't know about Brandon. You said you are. Rob, you've had COVID. I don't know if you're vaccinated yet. But let's be real, guys. We're at 80%, right? That's what Governor Sisolak said. We're doing that. Very possible that June 1st we'll be back to normalcy, normally, whatever you want to call it, right? I don't want this. Let me tell you. And let me show you. I'm tired of this shit. Actually, sorry, Quan. I know I was going to say that. I'm tired of this stuff. I'm sorry. I normally don't ever do that. I'm tired of this.
Cut him off, Quan. Cut him off.
I'm tired of this. I'm happy that we're out. I'm happy that people are here. If you guys see what's going on out here, it's a good thing, man. I'm glad that we're getting back to being normal little by little, step by step. I appreciate everyone that came out tonight to show support, to have a good time, to hang out. Not only that, you're not even showing support to me. You're showing support to a local business. You guys are out here showing support to someone that we know. Rob found out that he knows the owner. Rob's known the owner for 10 plus years and didn't even know that. It happened when he got here. Right, Rob?
Shout out to Marissa and her,
No, Rob, it's straight bets.
No.
Shout out to Marissa, though. Part owner
of this, the Horse Trailer Hideout. It's live. They got the back door open. It's jumping over here. I'm super excited about this place and what it's about to do. It's right here on Main Street. It's right here on Main Street. So they got a good thing.
What happened, Rob? You muted your mic or what? You got kicked out?
Uh-oh. I got to mute every time I'm done stop talking.
Once again, Straight Bet Sports, Gorilla Cross Radio Network, here live. Quan, I know you're back at the studio, but I honestly want to ask your opinion on this real quick. Everybody else mute. How do you feel about the Golden Knights and their woes with Minnesota? Do you think it's an issue moving forward into the playoffs, or do you think they'll be all right? Can we please get your thoughts, Quan? I greatly appreciate you.
This dude really thinks I'm sitting at the desk like that.
Yeah. Come on, Quan.
Come on, Quan. You can answer that question.
No, we just won tonight. It's not a big deal.
When are we gonna put?
Quan's like, just do your show. Don't worry about me. I'm back at the studio doing your thing. I'm doing what you got to do, right? It's all good. But hey, guys, once again, the Golden Knights come through tonight with the victory. The Las Vegas Knights FC do not come through with the victory. Now, Rob, I want to talk a little bit of NBA with you. Okay, let's talk some Lakers, right? We're both Laker fans. We're both from LA. You got the Dodger hat on right now. Dodgers got swept by the Cubs, but we'll talk about that later. So here's the game. Vic, we appreciate you chiming in on Facebook. Victor Granillo, one of your half compadres over there. Well, actually, no, that's your compadre, right? That's your full compadre right there. But anyways, Rob, Lakers, right? LeBron recently came out and gave his thoughts about his play-in tournament is dumb or whatever it was. I'm not going to say his exact words because I don't have them. But whoever thought of this should be fired. Now, I think it's just LeBron speaking out of frustration. But let's be real. If the Lakers were back up and we were back at number one or even the top three, do we really think LeBron would even be saying this? Do we really think LeBron would even be talking about this right now? I mean, I'm just speaking from the top. I'm speaking on how I think. Let's be real. LeBron James is mad now. If you know me before the sports podcast, and you know me in general. I've never been a big LeBron fan. Do I root for him now? Of course, he's with the Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm not going to say I'm not going to root for the guy, right? He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Of course, he's on my team. Now I'm going to support the guy. Not my team. I don't pay for it. I don't pay rosters. I know that. I'm just a supporter. But let's be real, guys. It's LeBron James. If they were top 3 right now, Rob, would we be hearing about this right now? Or would LeBron James be quiet?
I think it's only. Uh-oh. Eric's got the hand gestures going. But I think we're only hearing about this because of the position that the Lakers are in right now, right? If they were the number 1 seed or number 2 seed, it would be a whole different, scenario. It would be a whole different storyline, the whole deal. So, for me, I think the Lakers have a lot to prove this year. I think that, or not only the Lakers, but LeBron has a lot to prove. I understand he's coming off an injury. AD's coming off an injury. The gel or the team gelling together has a lot to do with what's going on right now in the organization. Do I think they have to really get their stuff, and I'll say stuff together versus other words? Yamadou in the background right here. You got to get off the portrait mode. I keep telling you, everyone's zoned out but you.
Bro, you're doing good. Just keep talking about the Lakers.
Yeah. Do the Lakers have to do a little bit more than they would normally have to do? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Will they do that? Yes, I do see the Lakers repeating this year. I do see them, putting all that doubt to sleep, and I do see them taking the championship this year. So that's where I stand on the Lakers. It is what it is. Jose is going to black out his mic right now because he's talking to a llama right now. There he is. He's talking to a llama right now. But I do see the Lakers taking it this year.
I know we're talking NBA, but real quick, I want to get someone on real quick. One of the supporters from the electric company. I got the headset on, but he can still talk.
Hey, what's going on?
We appreciate you guys having us here today, Neil.
You're very welcome.
This is the guy that hypes everybody up. This is the guy that's always yelling and screaming and doing his thing. There were people here today like, what's that guy doing? We're like, it's a supporter group. We're out here having a good time. That's what he does. But, hey, we appreciate you, man. Hey, not only that, thank you for adopting me into the electric company.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And you know what? You guys are always, if you're at a game, feel free to come over to the electric company section, sing, chant, drink with us. We may not always win every game, but we still love the lights.
There we go. Definitely. We appreciate you, Neil.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, of course. We try to get everybody on. You know what I mean? We're live on remote. Like I said, we're doing it through some little video stuff here, but we appreciate each and every one of you chiming in. We got a good following on Facebook tonight. That's great. Everyone's chiming in that's not here tonight. Brian Aleman is on there. We greatly appreciate you, my man. You hooked us up. We got Eric from Line 'em Up from Eric here in the building. You hear him screaming in the background. Straight back. He's a supporter. Not only that, he's going to be sponsoring the show come next month, baby. We got 2 sponsors. We're doing good. Everything is good. We're blessed. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. I said it earlier, and I've said it before, and I was talking to Brandon earlier. I started this from my kitchen, from my dining room table, doing my thing. Chris Wynn is in the building. He was the first one that put me on ESPN radio here in Las Vegas, gave me a 30-minute spot, and I greatly appreciate him for that. And I kept going from there. Not only that, I met Quan 59, Gorilla Cross Radio. He gave me the time of day, gave me the opportunity, and I'm here now. I don't want to go anywhere else. Listen, guys, who listens to AM radio? Who listens to FM radio unless it's music and that's what you really want? Everyone's on their phone nowadays. Everyone's using their apps or their tablets or whatever it may be, right? So why not download the Gorilla Cross Radio app? Why not go to gorillacross.com and watch us live on your phone? We're doing things differently here, man. They got great shows, great sponsorships, great network, everything. But again, guys, we are coming to you live from the Horse Trailer Hideout here in Las Vegas, Nevada, downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. I know I keep harping on it, I keep saying it, but we're having a good time, man. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're having a good time. We saw some soccer tonight.
It's good to be out here.
It's good to be out here. We're chilling. We're doing our thing. Now, Rob, NBA, right? Somebody mute your mic. I got a mic open. I need the mic muted though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
NBA. Let's get back to it. Are the Lakers worried?
No.
Are we okay though?
No.
Are we okay? Eric in the background says no. Eric says no. We're not good. Rob, are the Lakers okay? Are we gonna see? Before we get to the NBA one more time, I just want to say this because I've been trying to. I was thinking about this and I keep forgetting.
Be a real
Guys,
NBA fan.
I'm gonna call it right now.
Here we go.
I'm gonna call it right now on the NHL side before we continue with NBA. If you've been watching the show, you've been listening, and Rob keeps making fun of me. I keep saying the Golden Knights are the best team in the league and they're gonna win it all, right?
They might. They are.
I'm calling it right now.
Kwanzo, chime in.
Wait. I'm calling it right now.
Kwanzo.
Mute your mic, Rob.
Rob.
Mute your mic. Mute your mic, Rob. The Golden Knights are gonna play the second best team in the league in the NHL final. Do you guys know who that is?
Yes, we do. Avalanche.
The Pittsburgh Penguins. They can't play the Avalanche in the same division, smart guy.
The
Pittsburgh Penguins are the best team in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
The Western
They're
Conference
healthy. Malkin is back. Sidney Crosby. Guys, we are going to have Marc-Andre Fleury playing his old team. I'm calling it. Call me crazy. But it's going to be Golden Knights versus the Pittsburgh Penguins.
There goes Jose again,
NHL
calling
Finals.
obvious stuff.
Obvious.
Hey, Kwanzo, 101%. 101%.
101%.
So look, guys,
It's going to be the Brooklyn Nets and the Lakers.
that's
Heard it
like,
here first.
What did I say? Phillip Rivers had 11 and a half kids, just like that one. Yep. But anyways,
11 and a half.
I think the Golden Knights are going to play the Pittsburgh Penguins in the finals. And you're going to hate me for this. No, I'm just kidding. The Golden Knights are going to win it all. Anyways, guys, let's move on forward. Again, NBA, Rob. Are the Lakers worried? Are they still in TV? Remember, Jack, thank you, my man. Have a good night. Remember,
I think you're going back. I think you're moving backwards.
No, hold on. We're the champs. We're defending. We're not looking that great right now. Okay? Are they going to make it to the finals, though? And Quan's making fun about Brooklyn, the Lakers, whatever. Brooklyn's had problems playing when they got their guys back. And not only that, they haven't played with every single superstar that they just signed on the same given night. It hasn't worked that way. Granted, when you're in the playoffs, a whole different story. But we're talking about the Lakers. We're talking about LA, Rob. Are the Lakers in danger? Or do you still see them making the NBA finals?
Yeah, before you answer, you're talking about LA, bro.
Uh-oh. Eric
You're talking about LA.
took over my mic. But I don't see them.
Before you answer,
Uh-oh.
think about LA.
Let me leave in my AirPods.
Lakers back to back, and there's Dodgers back to back.
Oh.
Come on, you guys. Let's
Answer the question.
let's quit BS and
I-
it is what it is. Rob, please.
No, let him speak. Let Eric
Rob,
speak.
please.
No.
Rob, please.
You know what? I
You gotta
echo.
say the magic words.
If you guys hear the audio in the background, that's Eric.
Come on.
That's Eric. I echo what Eric is saying. I think that, the Lakers are going to figure it out before we get to the finals. I think that, I'm a big, since day one, Jose has said I'm a big conspiracy theorist, right? And from day one, nothing has changed. And I think unsolved mysteries. My last name is Robert Stack. It's like I run unsolved mysteries, and I think that the Lakers are going to figure it out. And I think that we're going to make it to the finals. I think that we're going to, put all this doubt, aside, and, LeBron is going to do what we need to do. I'm all about TV ratings. I'm all about, getting off, leaving work early out to watch the NBA finals. I'm all about that. I want to see a finals that I go home to watch and make sure that I watch. And I think the best product that NBA can put on TV right now is the Nets versus the Lakers. It's the best thing. And you talk about how the Lakers, the Nets, how they can't put it together too as well with the big three playing together. Nothing matters until the playoffs. And you said it before, you turn the mic over to me, is that nothing matters until the playoffs start. So once those playoffs starts, I think that those teams are going to put it together. I think that they're going to be where they need to be at the end. I think they're going to I don't want to say the Lakers are going to repeat. Don't quote me on that. But I think the Lakers will be there. I think the Dodgers will repeat. I'm with it on Eric on that. But I'm looking forward to the end of the NBA season as non-big person. As much as I don't follow the NBA, I am really looking forward to the playoffs. That's what kind of everyone. Lakers in six. But I want to see this. I want to see Nets and the Lakers in the finals. I can't wait. As Eric said, Lakers in 6. This is what I want, and if I'm gonna pay attention to the NBA, this is the product that I need on. This is the product that I need on TV. I'm sorry, plain and simple.
All right, guys. So we got about 5 more minutes here left on Guerrilla Cross Radio, Straight Bet Sports. I'm your host, Jose V. Rob G, co-host Brandon Wood in the building here at the Horse Trailer Hideout in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. Quick little sports update on baseball. The Orioles get their first no-hitter in over 30 years. Means pitches a no-hit to perfection. Not only that, the Rangers GM was fired after everything that happened with Wilson, with the Capitals, and the New York Rangers. Not only that, if you saw the game today to start, they were squabbling to start the game. Amazing stuff there, but definitely, guys, we have 4 minutes left. Real quick, I want to talk boxing. This Saturday, Canelo is fighting Billy Joe Saunders, right?
Billy Joe Cyrus?
Wow. Billy Joe Saunders, Juan. Come on. Not Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh.
I want to talk about that.
So I'll talk about it. Give me the final 3 minutes. Here we go.
Why doesn't Canelo talk about anybody? Cinco de Pizza.
Hey, I love it. Look at that, Juan. Cinco de Pizza. Juan, put me on camera. Put me on full screen if you can, please. Because we're going to finish up with myself because these guys don't want to do anything. But before we finish up, because I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the fight coming up this weekend, I want to give a big shout out to Brandon Wood of the Morning Woodcast. Make sure you check him out at the Morning Woodcast on IG and Facebook as well. He's got a great podcast. He talks sports. He talks life. He just talks everything, man. Go ahead and check him out. Real good stuff on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, all that stuff. You can definitely check him out. We appreciate him coming out tonight and joining us and doing the show with us. Rob G in the building as well. We greatly appreciate him. All of our sponsors tonight, the daily, weekly, every single day sponsor that just signed with us to give us another 6 months. We greatly appreciate you. Joshua LaFon with Simply Vegas Real Estate. Erik Navarro from Lining Them Up with Eric in the building as well. We're going to give away a free haircut. Not too many people left, but we're still going to give one away. Trust me. Kevin from Klever Shirtz in the building as well. Doing his thing and giving us the shirts to give away. And not only that, a big shout out to Brett Lashbrook, owner of the Las Vegas Lights FC, for giving us some merchandise and some free tickets to give away tonight as well. Am I missing anybody? American Outlaws, Brian Aleman. We greatly appreciate you for sponsoring this live remote. Trust me, guys, this ain't the first, and it's definitely not the last. Hopefully next time we get set up a little bit better for you guys and give you a little more time to come out here and enjoy with us. But we got a minute left, so I'm going to finish up with my final thought of the night. But before I do so, once again, thank you to the electric company SG for allowing me to do my show here tonight, and for the Horse Trailer Hideout for allowing us to do the show here tonight as well. So check this out, guys. A lot of people say, well, when it comes to boxing, who has he fought? What has he done? This guy is docking this guy. This guy is running away from this guy. Mayweather ran, which he did. I don't care what you say. But people talk about Caleb Plant, the other super middleweight that wants to fight Canelo, that wants to unify the belt, saying, well, he ain't fought nobody. Well, let's be real. Majority of 15, 16, 17 first fights, when someone fights somebody, they don't really fight anybody unless you're Vasily Lomachenko. We know what Lomachenko did in his first 10 fights and the people that he fought and how he won his belts and how he came to be known by some people as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, if not the best pound-for-pound fighter at the time when he was a champ. Now, I'm Mexican, or half, you know what I mean? My dad's Argentinian. So I still root for that side of it. But if I'm being real, I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion. I think Canelo's going to have a tough time with this one. I'm not going to say he's going to lose the fight because I don't think so. There's no one right now that can beat Canelo. I'm sorry. If Mayweather comes back, Mayweather don't beat Canelo. Let's be real. Canelo is in his prime right now, and he's in the best position to be the pound-for-pound fighter. Really, Joe Saunders is legit. We know what he's done. We know his record. We know where he's at. We know the belt that he has. Let's be real. It's Canelo Alvarez. It's the Mexican kid from Jalisco. It's not going to happen. We all know what's going to happen this weekend. Canelo Alvarez will get the W. Now, before we finish up, I want to give a big shout out to the Las Vegas Aces and Lauren Manis. Lauren Manis just hit me up, which is one of the draft picks. She hit me up during the show. Now, next week, we have general manager of the Las Vegas Aces, Dan DePauver, joining the show, and a player to be named shortly. But once again, for everyone that was a part of this live broadcast, I greatly appreciate the support. We all greatly appreciate the support. Me and Rob G as well, because Rob is 100% part of this, and he is my co-host. For Quan59 back in the studio, and Gorilla Cross Radio, which is the best radio station by far, hands down, in Las Vegas, Nevada, or anywhere else, you will not be disappointed. Download the app. For Joshua LaFon with Simply Vegas Real Estate, our title sponsor, we appreciate you. But again, guys, this has been another episode of Straight Bet Sports here on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network. My final word is, if you have a job, be careful what you do on social media. I just lost mine. You don't want to lose yours. So then, Jose V, Rob G, Brandon Wood, Quan59 back in the studio. Straight Bet Sports, Gorilla Cross Radio. We are out. Peace.